Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new podcast. I am one of your co-hosts. I am Nerdy John, joined by the YouTuber with all the clout, so that way we can suck off it. We have British Runner here, Foreigner,
Yeah.
Howdy.
and then we have to make sure that we have a fall guy in case this podcast implodes on itself, right? So we have an up and coming streamer by the name of Falgi. How you doing?
Yes. Of course. Leave the guy whose YouTube channel is named the fucking op block to be the fall guy. I see how it is.
Yeah,
I see exactly how this works. The
Listen,
fucking 145 Andy. I see.
Listen, when this podcast eventually gets covered on Wall Smashers and Turd Island, I need a way to wash my hands. Be like, look, it wasn't me. It was these guys.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. I am such a baby in this space.
Oh, don't worry. You hang around me long enough, you'll know.
You should
Lord.
have seen him, how he covered the Scarlet thing a bit. Reckless, I say.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Thanks. Reckless. Listen, I want my baby lol cow back on the internet. That little fuck ran away.
Hashtag Scarlet did nothing wrong.
Oh,
Your low
But
pig.
guys, okay.
When you're
so-
Minecraft low pig.
The subject for today is a subject which I absolutely hate, and that's old hags. Today's topic is an old
And I love-
hag.
I love
Who-
topics everybody hates. So.
Yeah. You'll love this woman who goes by the name of BJ Investigates. She actually has a channel with, I want to say, over 200,000 subscribers called BJ Investigates, but it seems a lot more for slop content is posted here on the That Surprise Witness TV channel. And it's holy crap. Do you want to give us a quick summary of a quick background of what this woman is, Falgi?
Oh my God. So BJ Investigates, also known as That Surprise Witness TV, is so very curious and so weird. So she came about predominantly, from what I understand and from my own research, she came an up and coming in the Free Britney movement. For those who don't know, the Free Britney movement was the movement at the time that examined Britney Spears's conservatorship. Her conservatorship was run by her family as well as her record label. This controlled all of her money, specifically in the state of California. And there are reasons why we have to say the state specifically. Because BJ would try to become a leader of the Free Britney movement and has ruffled some feathers. She still comes out on top in that movement and even started her own Free Bam movement in regards to Bam Margera. There's a little bit of backstory with that. There's a reason why she has an active lawsuit against her that she continues to say that she is winning, but also begs her audience for. She's a very bizarre character. I would like to say this before we start this podcast. I understand that her law license is from New Jersey and that she may live in New Jersey. We of the New Jersey conglomerate of Italians disavow the shit out of her. I do not
who
own
let this woman speak for us?
No. Here, listen. We of the New Jersey conglomerate do not, and I say do not, want her to speak for us. The pig pom-poms aside, God bless. I also want to say this before getting out of the way. Age is just a number when you're older. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, well, listen, okay, I usually have that same mindset, okay, but she says some stuff here that just makes it so much, as a younger person, it just makes it so much funnier to make fun of her.
Right, and the reason I
stereotypical blonde person.
Yeah, and the reason I say
this is very
dyed, and the reason I say that specifically is because what BJ likes to do is play around with people's ages. And she likes to misrepresent specific facts when it comes to ages. When it comes to the topic of her ire, which was Keemstar. Because little do you know, the reason why our friend here, That Surprise Witness, is recently in the news is that she's collaborating with a specific lovely YouTuber known as Dogpack404.
Oh, Dog Power 404, my favorite not investigator.
Or
Oh,
as I
believe
like
me,
to
she
call
does
them,
great.
the dark YouTube Avengers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so this is all like a spin-off show of the Mr. Beast drama. Okay, you know how like shows have like good spin-offs sometimes, like like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. No, this is like one of the shitty Happy Days spin-offs. Okay, this is gonna ideally this should have lasted like 2 episodes, but it's still continuing on.
This is
'Cause
not the Fonz. This is
is
definitely
not
not
the
the Fonz
Fonz.
spin-off.
No, but before we get into the serious topic, I do want to show you guys her amazing music video.
Oh, you fucking seen this thing. God damn it.
Just look at this. It's amazing.
Okay, I do want to just say this. But before we get into this, she is married. If I remember correctly, she is married to a gentleman of Indian descent. I do want to preface this. I don't know why I'm sweeping for her right now. It just in my mind, I do need to say that. I need to put disclaimers when she does something crazy.
Because of the weird, is the weird political right-leaning stuff that she involves herself with?
Oh God, we're gonna talk about the QAnon shit, aren't we? God damn it!
No, well we know, but that is yeah. She's a believer. Let's just say.
Oh God.
Starfleet. She has such a fucking punchable face. Look at that fucking shit-eating smile right there.
My curiosity is why the pom-poms are still on. It's not even just her face. Listen, her face is fine. She like my curiosity is why the pom-poms are still on in this quote-unquote serious music video. She wanted to do a combination of Bollywood and like country music and pop all at the same time. No one's gonna take you seriously with fucking pom-poms on your hair. I'm sorry. No one can take you fucking seriously.
It's her aesthetic.
I don't care about her aesthetic.
Y'all ain't never heard it like this before.
Did anybody else feel a little violated hearing that whisper verse?
I've never heard it like this before, and I never want to hear it like that again.
Amazing music.
It's so... I'm just so curious where she got these ideas from. Like, was this a personal idea of hers? Was this the husband's idea? And like, did she always have a fascination with Indian culture? Like, I'm actually like genuinely curious. She did not cover rich men.
She did.
Fucking crazy lady. This is your fucking bathroom. What are you doing? Oh my God. Okay, pause. Fucking pause right now. So go back. We're gonna talk about this because this is the thing. Go back. Okay. No, you gotta go back to the interviews. We're gonna get there. So So part of the lawsuit that she is currently in is the lady that's going to be after her. This young lady who is unfortunately a victim of domestic violence died. She was getting sober. She was living on the streets. And she was getting sober. And during one of her episodes of treatment, I believe, if I remember correctly, she had a seizure and passed away. And it's very unfortunate. I have very mixed feelings about her death attached to it for 2 reasons. One, if we go a little bit further, go a little bit further in the video. This lady right here is the lady that is suing BJ Investigates. Oh, her name escapes the living shit out of me right now. I can look up
all I'm paying attention to are those cans. Holy crap. You see the size of them motherfuckers.
There's hold up. Yeah, I do. VR. Okay. So she runs, let's see, VR addiction treatment. So this lady runs a VR addiction treatment. And I'm trying to find what the name is, and it's going to fucking bother me to the ends of the earth. And I can't find it right now. But this lady right here is actively suing BJ Investigates for defamation.
Oh, lovely.
Because BJ, once the young lady from the first image died, She made it her life mission to investigate this lady. Also because it ties into the Free Bam Margera movement, because this entrepreneur had a guardianship, not a conservatorship. They are two separate things, and they are different between states in the U.S. A guardianship can be a little bit synonymous with a conservatorship based on the state, but it's not similar to the one that Britney Spears was in. A guardianship ties into getting treatment for a person or being in charge of those specific things when it comes to medical necessity, and it only lasts for a year in certain states. Specifically in the state that Bam Margera was in, which was Florida, lasts for a year. A conservatorship, which Britney Spears was in, ties directly into not only treatment but finances. Guardianship does not have access over finances.
Well, plus to a conservatorship, it lasts as long as the person who holds a conservatorship sees fit, correct? Or until like courts decide otherwise.
There is a constant court system, from what I understand. There's a court renewal process, but it's not as strenuous.
Gotcha.
It's not as investigatory at the time when Britney Spears was under her conservatorship. It is now a little bit different.
Gotcha.
But this is wild that she's including this in this music video, because when I did this deep dive on her, she is Kalamazoo going full guns blazing, slandering this lady. Now, I'll preface this. I work in medicine. I worked in addictions for a very long time in my career, about 7 years. I've never once seen VR treatment in my life. I have no fucking idea how it works.
Wait, hold on, pause. Like headset
Interesting that
VR?
Yes, it is. It from what I understand.
It's interesting we bring up VR chat, you know.
God damn you. But yes. So apparently, if I remember correctly, this version of treatment uses VR resources to help patients visualize and understand cravings, their addiction disease model, and things like that. I've never seen it. Any of the places that I have worked at and practiced at have never had this.
Dude, it's perfect. Just if they're craving heroin, just make them play VR chat for a little bit. They'll throw up from the motion signets, and bam.
Oh my god, yeah, they can fucking play Beat Saber.
Yeah. So, but okay, I want to hear her amazing cover of this.
Yeah, go for it.
Putting the victim 6 feet in the ground. All this damn country does is keep.
Oh my God, she made a slanderous Aura. Yes, so Aura is the name of the company. Leah something is her name. This is a fucking wild music video.
Oh my God, man, she's schizo.
Oh my Lord, why would she do this?
It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to. For people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with the no soul. You're rich man.
Oh God, that doesn't help the original song's dog shit.
Oh it's just wild.
Now we have an even worse version of it. But anyway, guys, okay, that was just there's a little treat of like the schizo behavior we're about to see. Okay, it gets worse.
There's so much about this lady that I just want to I have no words.
Someone's got to be the bitch.
So British Runner, okay, you're the baby when it comes to this story. So what are your thoughts so far?
She reminds me so much of what's the woman that did Dear Fat People video?
Oh
my God, the one who
God.
abused that bald YouTuber?
Yeah,
I think that was hilarious. Matthew Santoro. I remember her. Nerdy, I sent you a link to the Instagram of the company that she's defaming, apparently.
Oh.
And you can see the third image is of
VR
Amanda.
chat.
And this is specifically Amanda, which is the individual that passed. And so not only did BJ investigate this passing, she pulled up this lady's her
Obituary?
not her obituary. God, her medical examination for her death, which my brain is forgetting the name. Or autopsy report. This lady does not know how to read a fucking autopsy report. She doesn't know the medications involved. Has no idea what happened, and it's insane to think about that this lady had power to do that. But getting ahead of myself.
Doesn't seem like she was a good lawyer. I'm kind of glad she. I'm kind of glad she stopped practicing.
Do you know why she gave up her law license?
I believe from what I understand, it was basically the law firm found out about her videos and was like, "Look, you either do your videos or you do your job."
So that's how she quit her job. She lost her law license because she thought that she was still being attacked.
She lost the license.
Well, no, let me rephrase that. She gave it up. I shouldn't say lost.
Okay.
She gave up her license. She let go of her law license. She returned it to the bar. She disbarred herself because she still felt like she was being attacked for speaking out for not only Britney Spears, but by virtue, it would continue to be Bam Margera himself.
Mm. Do you think she went to the meeting with the pom poms on?
I know she didn't do a CNN call with the pom-poms on, and or the QAnon meeting, the QAnon documentary with the pom-poms on. That's what confuses me. She didn't have the pom-poms. I didn't see these before. That's what confuses me. When the fuck did these come in?
Dude, it's just her aesthetic, okay? She's just a woman in her 30s who loves being in a pink room with her pink unicorns.
Again, this lady is 34. And when I said when she makes it that age doesn't matter because she likes to play with people's ages, how old they are, lady, you are 34. Mm-hmm. You are literally stop playing like you're everybody's mother. You're not. Chill out.
We've been teasing the audience enough. Let's go ahead and dive in.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to a grown man acting a damn fool on the internet. Oh, that's Keemstar's channel. Sorry. Hey, how y'all doing today? We need to talk about something that came up just recently, and it does have to do with Keem. Controlled op, best friends with Jimmy Donaldson, star.
Brother,
Now, do I know for a fact?
Okay, let's pause it right here. Let's pause it right here. I got something to say because Xylee said it and I saw it immediately. Why is this picture like focused like near like it feels like the grays are like being brought out of this picture? And he also looks pale as shit in this photo. What is happening here? Like this photo feels touched up in some way. I don't know if
she's doing the reverse of what Def Noodles would do. Def Noodles and his thumbnails would make himself look more orange. She's just making him more pale.
And then it's the fucking weird Islamophobia. I don't understand why she would do that. God, dude, she's fucking crazy.
I love the freeze frames too. Like she makes the best faces.
That's not his real name, girl. I mean, it's like that's what I'm calling him, Hakeem.
Okay, do you think
Guys,
that she?
Did you know Keemstar's real name isn't Keemstar?
Yeah, it's definitely not Keemstar. According to her, it's Hakeem. Again, doesn't get ages right. Doesn't get ages right. Doesn't get his name right.
Do you think she was trying to do like the Hakta meme? She was trying to do her own version of that.
Her fucking Haktua.
Haktua.
God. That's a fucking story in its own right. Apparently that girl got a fucking podcast and it sucks.
Dude, apparently apparently God is dead because she has a successful podcast.
Guys,
by the way, guys, if you want to make the Troublemakers podcast successful, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe.
Girl, because I can't get you are 45 years old. Can we call them?
You were 45 years old, says the 34-year-old woman.
I don't think is he but right, he's not 45, right?
He's like 40, he's like 41.
Again, she ain't number ain't a thing when you're older because apparently she'll just age you up magically.
Mm-hmm. Man, his name at this point, y'all, please. Anyway, so apparently Mr. Beast is about.
Okay. We're gonna pause for a second. I'm a pause, Andy. The fucking scroll at the bottom saying advice. I am not a doctor. This is opinion and commentary. Why the fuck are you giving medical advice on this show? In God's green earth, why are you doing that?
How to make some type of clapbacks.
Because she's the pom lawyer. Okay, we gotta take her word.
What fucking kerfuffle did you run into that you were giving people medical advice?
I'm not sure. I want to find out.
I have something to say.
Yes.
Would you look at my avatar?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you got the new avatar.
I got the new avatar, baby. Oh yeah.
There we go.
Okay, we'll make sure to use that in updated thumbnails.
God damn.
Courtesy of Squatching.
Hell yeah.
Statement. Okay. The boys are going crazy on the internet, and now they've even dragged me into it. And they're trying to mess up my good name. And honestly, really, the truth about it is, I don't give a shit what y'all think about me. I do not care. Please, there's an unsubscribe button down there. Please click it as fast as you can. Go away and don't come back because
But
Okay,
you
here's-
do. You do.
Okay, here's my thing, right?
Um,
Who dragged you into this? Dog Pack. You working with him.
he
And that-
referenced you directly in his third video, which, by the way, is dog shit.
It's so bad.
Mhm.
And her defense for him saying shit that he shouldn't have said was, well, I told him that it wasn't substantiated yet. Why would you even send him the information then? That's such a bad idea.
Yeah.
Remember, this guy worked for fucking Mr. Beast for 3 weeks. Thank you, Cope and Seeth. 3 weeks. Why did he get fired? He wanted a fucking Apple Vision. And he called it a fucking toy.
Well, also, too, more importantly, he didn't show up to work for like a week.
Yeah, because he blamed that he was a fucking iPad kid. He didn't know who to fucking report to. Are you that much of a fucking dunce?
I do not care. Please, there's an unsubscribe button down there. Please click it as fast as you can. Go away and don't come back because I do not work for you. I don't work for you, and I don't give a shit what you think about me. But there's so
She's the type of lady who, like, she asks for like 2 sauces in the drive-thru, and if she doesn't get the 2 sauces, she comes back with like, I want a full refund.
Oh, she 100% is that type of person that goes directly to the gluten-free place that is just like the most bog standard California wine mom place that's ever been named. And I know exactly where she goes. It's called fucking Blaze Pizza with their gluten-free crust.
Sounds disgusting.
It is not good. It's so gummy. Oh my God.
some lies going on. And since it's lies, I do want to just correct the record with some court documents like I do. But first, let's look at this tweet, what they trying to do to my boy Dog Pack. Now, y'all gonna leave him alone, okay? Because
Y'all gonna
Okay.
leave him alone.
Why couldn't you
The
get a
person
better
who-
picture? Sorry,
The
Britta, what were
person
you
who
gonna say?
the person who just goes, "This is CGI. This is CGI. This is CGI."
Oh, by the way, this
Also-
guy totally abused his ex-girlfriend. By the way, here's a gay man who worked in the nightclub scene, shouldn't be working for kids, and also rapes straight men.
All things that are not substantiated, that are hearsay.
But he personally believes them because of what people have told him. So we have to take his word.
But then he fucking redacts one of them and says,
Yeah.
she, Jimmy's ex-girlfriend, maybe a drunk. Huh?
Which
what do
was
you-
funny because in the previous video he was also like, people are trying to defame the ex-girlfriend, but she's a strong, independent woman who's trying to tell her story.
Yeah.
And then one of his sources is like, yeah, that bitch was a wine drunk.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, the source that you showed defames the person that you are trying to help, apparently. What do you think is happening?
I happen to like him. So that's
Also,
why I
wait,
made the
if you
video.
like him so much, why did you pick the worst picture of him?
I know. He looks like he's looking for his like dealer right now. He's looking for the plug.
Yeah, he you know what it is? He looks like the college room dealer that nobody really likes, but he has the weed on the dorm floor, and somehow the RA has not caught him yet. And so you go to him and he upcharges you like a motherfucker.
Yeah. No, he also sells to the RA, so he has blackmail on him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, so here is a tweet of sorts, and it's from old coot of the internet, Hakeem Star. And
Old man at Keemstar.
Lord help me.
Dude, imagine if she discovered Xylee. Oh my god, she'd have a heart attack.
Oh god, I
And
hope
he
she
says
does.
Dogpack 404 suggested the use of orangutans
Bro,
for a Mr. Beast
the
video.
Dude,
Is
okay,
it
so like I love how like first off, okay, this to go on a mini rant for a second. This section of the Cope and See video was meant more as a joke than anything else. And so drama alert, because they know it's going to fuel engagement with how ridiculous this section of the video is. They're going to tweet out about the orangutan thing. And of course, they end the tweet with a hypothetical question, right? Because, like, guys, I hate to break it to you, all long time drama alert fans, but the current way that, like, Twitter works now, drama alert tweets are basically, like, just engagement fuel. Like, I've seen the drama alert Twitter account post stuff that's, like, years old, but like they'll frame it like it just happened purely to get to get like engagement from it.
Right, and from my understanding, one of Keem's longtime employees runs the Drama Alert channel. I mean, the Drama Alert Twitter. It's not Keem anymore. So shitting on Keem for that story being published and ran with is really bizarre and shows again that BJ does not do her fucking research.
Yeah. Now, from what I understand, he approves of the tweets, but like, obviously, this is not like a serious reporting. This is just as like a joke, basically.
Yeah.
This is making fun of Dogpack for suggesting orangutans.
critical to call out Mr. Beast for unsafe practices when you suggested a dangerous one? Well, okay, there's a lot to unpack.
There's a lot to unpack.
There's a whole lot to unpack here, Hakeem. And first of all, the first thing to unpack is maybe it's hypocritical, maybe it's not. What does that have to do with the fact that he's associated with PDFs?
I love how like this is the problem with like the Mr. Beast stuff entirely. Like you'll point out like, okay, but like Dogpack, you're also like kind of being ridiculous because like look, here's like clear evidence of you like saying that Mr. Beast would be a bad person to work for, but you still work for him, right? But then also like, yeah, but like he has PDFs, and everyone was like, yes, PDFs. Focus on that, not the CGI in his videos.
Well, I think something really interesting too, if we're gonna look at how Dogpack structured his video and things like that, she's again misrepresenting. It was not Dogpack that broke the Ava Chris Tyson story. Technically, it was Prism, which I have a whole fucking issue with on that one.
Technically, if we want to go further back, it involves commentary with one of the infamous lolcows, Tipster, because Tipster found out that Chris had bought some Shadman art and rose to her defense as the top trans defender that he is, right?
And I know Diorio and Tricky Tom also, if I remember correctly, picked up on the story, but I mean as in its current form.
Yeah.
Because this BJ wasn't either around or didn't give a shit. Because this is something really interesting with BJ's coverage. BJ's coverage of internet drama comes from the more TMZ point of view, I feel like. And I think we've really left that model of reporting behind. And to me, this feels so. Her videos feel archaic in a way that I can't just describe.
Well, yeah, it's like it's an old. She's an old school T channel. Like I don't know if you ever watched like Without a Crystal Ball. It's exactly like that. Just imagine, just sprinkle in a bit more schizo behavior.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine somebody coming out and talking about PDF associations, SA allegations, unsafe workplace allegations, and every other thing else. And the one thing you decide with your 45-year-old crusty old coot
again, wrong age
of the internet, the one thing you decide to talk about is to attack the whistleblower. I've seen this a few times.
I've seen this a few times.
I have a question. Are you calling Keemstar Boeing? Is that what you're going to do right now? You're going to be like, yeah, I've seen it a few times. You know what Boeing did? Magically the guys that said I wouldn't kill myself turned up dead.
Oh my God.
Like, are you inferring that Keemstar is running mega defense for Mr. Beast? Like, come on. Like, this video is gonna get worse. I already feel it fucking getting worse.
It gets way worse.
A few
I
times,
know it
seen it a few
does.
times, and in fact, that's why I wanted to talk about these two topics in today's video. Not only have I seen it a few times, I've experienced it a few times because Dawson, this is a good thing. This is good that this is happening. Want to know why? Because it shows that they have searched high and low, near and far, up and down and all around, from here to Timbuktu.
I just want to point out that she doesn't actually show the actual Cope and See video. She purely just shows the clip, because if she would actually watch the Cope and See video, it would show the actual substance of a lot of people's arguments against Dogpack. Because believe it or not, a lot of people who are against Dogpack aren't necessarily pro Mr. Beast. Because, guys, if you want to know a little history about Cope and See, they were also one of the initial channels that broke the Chris Tyson story as well.
Yeah, they were the Beckett and the team over at Cope and Seed were originally the first people to publish the Discord logs from that. I watched that stream live, and it was just so disgusting and so flippant in just how it was handled.
Oh, dude, like
so
the 4chan
bad.
messages too were disgusting, talking about lolly gang bangs and all that shit.
It's insane.
All the way to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Salt Lake City, Utah. And the only thing they were able to find is some crusted, dusted, busted Reddit posts that ain't that bad. So it's great news. It's great news that this is what they're latching on to. Now, this Latter-day Saint looking ass, Scientology looking ass guy right here, also definitely, in my opinion, some type of plant, some type of
Beckett.
Scientology.
Is Silentology across the
Unitology.
pond?
No, I think it's purely a California thing.
Yeah,
we have Unitology.
You have Unitology. Okay. So she got that wrong. Can't even fucking do the research. Just should have said Unitology.
Yeah.
controlled op. Now, do I know that for sure? No, I don't know. I don't know these people from Adam. And frankly, I don't ever.
And if she did a simple Google search on Beckett here, she realizes from the Cope and See channel, the channel, again, that broke part of the Chris Tyson story. So again, if she did a research, she could very well see that it's not controlled opposition. This is another thing I really hate about the Dogpack story, is that if you criticize anyone in his camp, Jake Webble, what's that chef?
Fucking schizo.
The one who came in third place and was crying.
Okay, nobody likes Rosanna Pansino. I don't understand how to fuck from her glass house and her failing YouTube career. I do not understand why she is still around, because all she complained about the fact that they didn't use union workers, which, listen, I am pro-union, so I think it's fucked. And as well as maybe they didn't have the safest safety concerns, as well as, they edited her out of videos. Bitch, this is a large company. This is what large companies do every day.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't Rosanna Pansino just upset that she wasn't credited in Mr. Beast's video?
She was upset that they didn't show her in third place. Again, the prize for winning, you had to be in first place. It wasn't like, third place gets this, type thing. No, like, you can only get the prize if you won first place. So she wasn't getting the prize either way. She's just like, it's an ego thing of like, no, I told my friends I was in third place, and you show me in fifth place, and that was not cool.
Oh no!
I think what bothers me more is, so she did this story about, I want to say 7-8 months ago, and then nobody gave a fuck. All this stuff comes out, and
I remember
and
we all
it
made
just
fun
comes
of it.
out, and now she wants to bring it back up.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about childhood predation. We're talking about potential sexual assault, potential domestic violence, and you're like, but guys, I was third place, and Mr. Beast didn't feature me in a video. Fuck off, Jesus Christ.
I remember. I remember, like, that was my exact point too. And early on, initially, it's like we have accusations of like actual, like, because like I remember too, there was the accusation that Chris exploited their position as like basically second in command for the Mr. Beast company to get people to sleep with her. That was the accusation floating around at the time. Again, this was like early on, right?
They had to
like
get proven.
well, she was sleeping with someone who was like kind of sort of her assistant, but it was consensual.
Just don't sleep with your employees.
Yeah.
It's like
It's one of those
don't
things
do
where it's like
Yeah.
it was an open relationship. They agreed on it, but the person who's making the accusations later was uncomfortable with it. It's a whole.
just don't do that.
So it's like I enjoyed it at the time, but I regretted it afterwards.
Yeah.
It's just like it's a power imbalance. Just don't do it. It's like, you know what? Like you deserve to get got for that dumbass shit. Like don't do it.
Where's my assistant?
None of us have
British
it.
Runner's like, yo, power.
I am my own. I'm my own assistant. Thank you very much.
Trust me. When I eventually become 100 million sub YouTube
I'll
channel,
have an assistant. She'll be called Barbara.
Barbara.
The English
wanna be
name.
around. Any of them. I do not ever want to be around any of them. I do not want any of the demons infested them to get off on me. I do not consent. I rebuke. Okay. But let's hear what this grown man, old coot, has to say about the Mr. Beast whistleblower. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
She says it like it's a slur.
Yeah, it's very much like there's so much like vitriol behind it.
Like I'm pretty sure she just like I know her because I've gotten a few of her smart ass friends and not friends, fans in my comment section about my videos on her.
I saw that.
And they're gonna. I bet you. Actually, don't you know this word actually already exists? I'm just saying. Okay, we need to make a new entry in the dictionary for her specifically, like that South Park episode. Okay, listen. Goot's gonna be like the new slur. White women are not allowed to say it.
There are zero records of orangutans ever killing people. Trained orangutans have been in movies for hundreds of years. Downvote me all you want. I'm right. It can be done. So
Okay, listen. It's a true statement.
It's a true statement.
Just because it's a true statement doesn't mean it's not fucking insane.
Also, too, like I know, like having animals on set, whether they're dangerous or not, is super fucking expensive. So, like,
Yeah. You know what? Also, is a true fucking statement. Fucking boofing alcohol and drugs. You want to know what you don't do? You don't fucking put it up your ass because that's insane. Like suggesting orangutans as like the please notice me fucking Mr. Beast senpai is so weird.
No, oh yeah, because this Reddit post was like during that arc of like he was trying everything he could to get noticed by the team.
Yep. Because again, he has like this weird arc where he wanted to just like potentially gay up fucking Mr. Beast Co. And then he always wanted to be noticed by Mr. Beast Co. Like,
Well, at first he wanted to be noticed by XQC.
Oh yes, that's true. That's true. He wanted to, which I don't understand why XQC doesn't make content like that.
Listen, okay, I think this tells us the intelligence of him if he's a fan of XQC. I think that tells us the intelligence of this guy all along.
I bet you his stomach contents is predominantly toenail clippings.
Yeah, I bet you like he looks at like XQC's reactions and goes like, yeah, man, that's fair use.
It is a true statement. I mean, we all saw George of the Jungle, Tarzan, or whatever.
George of the Jungle.
George of the Jungle.
Wow.
By the way, most of the time cartoon. George of the Jungle live action movies from like the 90s, all prosthetic costumes. Tarzan's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Else in the hell. I
What
mean,
the
we
hell is
saw
that
the
gonna do
movies
to
where they
anything?
use orangutans. We saw it. So
Yeah, okay, you're comparing a Hollywood movie set to a YouTube production. I don't think I need to tell you the difference in safety regulations and quality.
It's not just that, right? Here's the thing. BJ can attack those things. And I think it is fair to attack Mr. Beast Mr. Beast Corp for a lot of their unsafe business practices. I think that that's completely fine. The problem is that doesn't fit her narrative at all in her worldview.
Well, also this isn't the point she's making here. She's just it's a very nitpicky section of the video, so that way she can make it seem like they have nothing against Dog Pack, when in reality, like, there's a whole lot they called him out for. She's just like choosing to ignore it, because I believe she knows that the Cope and See video exists. She's just choosing to cherry pick.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. She does like. She does really poor clip shipping because you picked a funny moment that makes him look ridiculous. I don't know what you thought the big up would be on this.
Yeah, and you're tackling it like it's a serious point.
So it's a true statement.
And she's justifying his statement here.
Yeah.
And basically, this is what is called grasping at straws to try and twist the narrative. I promise you, if they had something to really find on Dawson, they would have found it, and that's what they would be talking about. But this is the best they got.
They kind of did find stuff on him. They talked about
it in the video. That was the whole point. That was the whole point of the fucking video, was that he literally, again, Apple Vision Pro. He got fired over a fucking Apple Vision Pro.
This is them coming out guns blazing, full swing. We got 45-year-old grown men who need to be worrying about how they're going to pay for their retirement, talking about orangutans in a post from...
I mean, love him or hate him, I don't think Keem has to worry about retirement. I don't think he has to worry about that anytime soon.
I think he's fine.
Yeah.
Months ago. Okay, that's where we are. That's where we are. We're not talking about PDFs. We're not talking about the fact that one of the people in common, I mean, Keemstar himself pretended to be very upset whenever Shut Eye praised Jean, aka Shad Man, drew a picture of his daughter. But all of...
What?
And their British runner.
There it is. That's the clip I've seen.
Yeah. So, yeah.
A father definitely was not upset over the kid being drawn in that way.
No, totally not.
It's insane. It's insane how she makes this fucking leap of logic, because he didn't openly react but he was mad.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you mean? He didn't openly but he's still friends with Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast doesn't have anything to fucking do with it.
Right. Also too, like, unless you, like, call me crazy, I doubt Keemstar is like an avid viewer of Mr. Beast content, right? Unless he's like scrolling through all the content, right? I doubt he initially noticed the Shadman art, like in older Mr. Beast videos.
Yeah.
It's such a weird. It's also such a very weird dig against him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what she thinks. I don't know what she thinks the gotcha is, because the gotcha is what? He wasn't mad enough.
Well, also too, they're insinuating that because he's protecting Mr. Beast is friends with Chris Tyson. Chris Tyson bought art from Shadman. Ergo, that means Keem isn't mad because of the third degree association.
I think if you think too hard, your brain's gonna have an aneurysm. I think you're gonna have an aneurysm.
She's a
this is her disassociation arc. This is her disassociating, and this is I don't. Lord, I can't believe she even her response.
Oh yeah, British. He gets worse. He gets worse. British.
Her response is somehow fucking worse.
I imagine it does.
Yeah. So okay, British. How you feeling so far? How you feeling?
I'm feeling okay at the moment.
Yeah, you feeling okay? You feeling okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This woman hasn't annoyed you at all yet.
Oh, well, I'm more of a I don't know, like
what British likes. British is that kind of person that goes to the zoo and just like watching the animals in their enclosures, because he likes watching the chaos itself.
Do you like watching the orangutans?
I don't partake in the chaos of a riot, so I watch from the top of a building.
Oh my god.
Watches us with his binoculars.
Listen, Harambe has been gone for a very long time. Let's pay some reverence, please.
God damn. Why did you guys remind me of that?
Listen, gotta do something.
Yeah. I love the theory that, like, you ever seen the meme of, like, the guy goes back in time to save Harambe, and Harambe is like, no, this must happen.
No.
And everyone's like, shit, if this is a good timeline, I don't want to know what the other timeline is.
Oh my god.
Hello, everybody. How you doing this fine Tuesday? I'm doing great. Haven't been better. Never been better in my life. Winning.
Why do you not
thriving,
sound
living
like
life.
you've been better?
Sounds very tired.
Love it. Okay, so it has come to my
Okay, this is
attention.
something. If we pause for a second, it's something Xylee pointed out that it
You're
fucking.
so freaking evil right now.
So here's Xylee pointed this out,
Mhm.
and I need to, as you guys are here, I need to say this because I think I'm also crazy with this. Does she have a video filter on?
I feel like she does. She looks very plasticky.
Like it looks like she doesn't have pores, and like not like
Yeah,
the makeup,
she's just throwing like 50 layers of foundation on.
but not even.
No,
but-
she has makeup on, right? But like cuz there are ways YouTubers have done like Instagram filters like in videos before. I'm curious if she's running something similar.
because there's a point in this video where her nose disappears. like the shading doesn't make any sense.
If we look at the freeze frame right now, it kind of looks like
Yeah.
it blends into each other a bit right here.
Right, like there's no proper shadows, and like she definitely has a ring light,
Yeah.
and there's no proper shadows. You can see the light. You can see the light refracting from her window is appropriate. It's just like there's something wrong. She like literally like. Her face is like smooth, like handsome Squidward, and it's weird. It's disorienting.
Hang on a minute, we're getting into some.
It's come to my
We're getting
attention.
into some
It's some of the
Alex
biggest.
Jones stuff now.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Look, his
another
nose
great freeze
glitched.
frame.
bro. Like what is it?
Trolls
Like
on
she
it.
looks like Jeff the Killer. Like what the fuck is happening?
Especially here. Holy crap.
Oh,
Like
my
what the
God.
fuck is
Michael Jackson,
happening?
no nose right here. Jesus.
No, girl. Like, listen, I say this as I'll be the nice person on this fucking podcast. I'll claim that stake right now. You're conventionally attractive. You do not need to put on so many filters and/or makeup. Age gracefully. It's a good look on a lot of people. You can do it, I swear.
You know what? I'm gonna if there's a wrinkle that appears in this video, I'm gonna point it out so that way she has to put 50
God.
more filters on.
Oh no, you're gonna make her go
The
crazy.
internet are upset with.
Also, why that Cabbage Patch Kid in the back staring at me right now?
I
Anyone
don't
else?
know.
Let's see the. It's fucking creepy. It's fucking creepy as shit.
Dude, Cabbage Patch Kids were always fucking creepy, man.
Okay.
Also, she adds random sound effects in her videos.
Yeah,
Like one just played right now.
I've got a better toy that's creepier. It's the furries.
No, listen. No, I grew up with a kid. His grandma kept all those.
Furbies, sorry, the Furbies.
Oh,
The
the Furbies
Furbies.
toys.
I grew up with a kid, and his grandmother collected those porcelain Harlequin dolls. Those things on a fucking sleepover were terrifying. They're the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah.
Reason. Why are they upset? Well, it's because they believe. First of all, they're putting words in my mouth, but they think
They put words in my mouth.
What words did they put in your fucking mouth that didn't come out of them?
Yeah, exactly.
they think I'm not allowed to think stuff. So
They think I'm not allowed to think stuff.
You're allowed to think shit.
You're not allowed to think stuff. Sorry. I'm
No,
gonna just say
the
that. You're
things
not
you-
allowed.
The things you think are stupid.
And people can call it out for being stupid. People aren't limiting your freedom of speech. They're just calling you out for being fucking stupid.
I want to slam my head on my fucking desk.
What the fuck
are we
is
gonna be
this?
here? I got a diagram drawn out for y'all.
Could get it because she lives in the land of freedom and she has her free speech.
It only gets worse, British. It only gets fucking worse.
Worse.
Like that. So this all relates back to the Keemstar situation. Now, if you will remember, I made a video about Keemstar just a few videos ago, and in that video I said some things about Keemstar. Imagine somebody coming out and talking about PDF associations, SA allegations, unsafe workplace allegations, abuse allegations, and every other thing else. And the one thing you decide with your 45-year-old crusty old cute personality of the internet, the one thing you decide to talk about is to attack the whistleblower. I've seen this a few times. We got 45-year-old grown men who need to be worrying about how they're going to pay for their retirement, talking about orangutans in a post from 6 months ago. Okay, that's where we are. That's where we are. We're not talking about PDFs. We're not talking about the fact that one of the people in common here, Keemstar himself pretended to be very upset whenever Shaddai Prejean, aka Shad Man, drew a picture of his daughter. But all of a sudden, he's decided to side with the people on the same side as Shaddai Prejean, and it really should tell you something. It really should tell you something.
I need to know why she. I need to know why she calls Shad Man Shaddai Prejean.
Because she's one of those like I will say your full legal name.
Is that what his full legal name is?
Yes.
But maybe you could think about it tonight before you
Oh
go to bed
God,
and come up with a conclusion.
That's
So one of the things
special.
I said was that it absolutely, in my opinion, disgusts me. I'm disgusted by him.
The nose keeps
He's
disappearing.
a 45.
I'm not fucking crazy.
No.
I'm not fucking
Grown-up
crazy.
man.
Look right here. There is
Every-
no nose.
Her features are disappearing right now. She looks like a fucking Martian from fucking Aliens Attack.
It looks like
what is
someone-
happening?
Like like the smoothing feature in
Yes.
Photoshop. It looks like that happened.
Right, because if this was foundation, if it was this much foundation, you would see something caked in her hair, and her hair would just be sticking super hard to it, and B, you would see a clear line between her scalp and the foundation.
You can see a wrinkle. You can see a wrinkle.
It's yeah, but she's smiling. There's a smile wrinkle right on her cheek.
Yeah.
Oh, but you can barely
You
see
see
it
it.
because of how much filtering she's using.
God, it's so weird.
Like you gotta hunt for it.
that, or the
Well,
camera
not
you
only-
sucks. Get a better camera.
Yeah, like this, it reminds me of when I went on my first date with a girl and she was wearing so much foundation. She looked like a clown.
YouTube channel, but a whole brand called Drama Alerts.
This is a weird thing to harp on because like look at him, he's in his 40s making drama content. Okay, well like
Oh no!
aren't you in
Such
your
an
30s making
unprecedented
drama
concept.
content?
It's also just
Such
like. Sorry, go ahead, British.
I was just gonna say, such an unprecedented concept that someone would be making drama content.
It's also one of the things that again, coming back to the TMZ kind of comparison, because the way her presentation is much more of a mainstream scenario than it is like online like produced content.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who runs TMZ is like much older than Keemstar, and he's still fucking running TMZ. Who the
He's
fuck
still
cares?
like the head guy, right? Like he's still like
He's
the
still
main
like
host.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like the man, just let the man get his bag. Who the fuck
Yeah.
cares?
Well, at this point, Keem's just doing it because he wants to do it. If he wanted to like cut out contact with the internet tomorrow and just live off the reserves of his money, he could.
Yeah, exactly.
It's disgusting to me. Why? Because I have certain expectations of men. That's
Let her
Okay.
speak. Let her fucking speak.
why. Now, does Keemstar have to live up to my expectations of men? Clearly not, because he's not. So, no. Daniel Hood
That's what I wanted to
Keemstar
hear. What is the fucking Survivor soundtrack doing
I know.
here?
That's what I mean. Like she adds like random sound effects. Also, like I don't like it when men talk about drama. I expect certain things from men. Like,
But
how
this
do you
is
feel
the
about
thing.
dog pack then? You can
Well-
call it reporting all you want, but when we come to brass tacks, he's talking about the Mr. Beast drama. So like, how do you feel about dog pack talking about drama? Is it okay because he's 20?
Yeah. I mean, like British, like when she says, My concept of a man. What do you think she's saying?
I have no idea, to be honest with you, what her concept of a man would be. Probably the, I don't know, like the breadwinner or something like that. Like they go out and go and work and like get a proper job and that sort of stuff. And she gets to sit at home and do fuck all, basically. I don't know.
What's that, honey? I work a 45-hour shift while you make your drama videos. Sure, honey, whatever you want.
British, I want you to keep that in mind. That concept of a real man is the breadwinner and all of these things. When she gets to what she thinks Keemstar, how Keemstar can be a real man, just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Has no bearing on what I'm doing with my life. Honestly, I forgot what his name was whenever I started covering this. I forgot he existed. Now, all that being said, I do believe he has the right to say whatever he wants to say about pretty much anything. So he could say stuff, but so can I. See how that works? Isn't that cute? Anyway.
I hate the passive-aggressive sarcasm from this woman.
Ain't that like cute? Oh my god.
It's like he can say whatever he wants, but I can say whatever I want. But nobody better say anything they want about me, because then that means they're silencing me.
Yeah, that seems really like that is so hypocritical. You get mad at people because they're
Also
like,
another
talking about
instance
you in a
of
bad
no
light.
nos.
Yeah. Well, she has a lot of paranoia. Part of the paranoia, looking back into her history, comes from fucking stalking and like potentially doxing a CNN reporter.
Oh,
It's really, oh yeah, the Free Britney stuff goes places. Also, apparently, the lady that she's currently in a lawsuit with, her fans may also be stalking and doxing. It's really bizarre. There was a call during her time in the Free Britney movement. There was a call with her and about 4 other of the Free Britney like leaders of that movement, and it's the CNN reporter. And the CNN reporter is trying to explain, like, hey, my coverage. I understand that my coverage was flawed. Well, the reason my coverage was flawed is that I never spoke to Britney directly. I always spoke to her camp. They always told me that she didn't want to speak with me. Obviously, I can only report so much. And she would say, like, I made addendums to all of my reporting after, Britney got better legal counsel for herself outside of her label. And this woman is just staring her like she's a spawn of Satan and still treats her like a piece of shit, as she is literally asking all of these people to please tell their fan bases to stop trying to find where she lives and find where her family is from. That's just a frame of reference of who we're dealing with.
listen, okay, we all have to learn something about white women, and that's don't get in, don't get in the way with them and their movements. Okay.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
So I do have a little diagram here. I want to go over it with y'all. Let me pull it up. Okay. So we're going to be using our American flag pointer because freedom. First, let's start up here with this devil right here. That is Hakeem Daniel Starflop. Okay. We can call him.
He's a devil. He the devil.
God damn, I hate the way she
for
says
the
it.
purposes of this diagram because I refuse to call the man Keemstar.
Yo, you guys ever watch Waterboy, the Adam Sandler movie?
Yes, I have.
Ben Franklin's the devil.
Mama said, en dubla, amangada.
Stupid to me. His real name isn't Hakeem. His real name also isn't Keemstar, but look at you.
How dare someone refer to him by his online alias? I'm sure your real name isn't BJ Investigates or That Surprise Witness TV.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Why did you fucking choose BJ? Like why BJ of all things?
Maybe she was hinting at how she got her law license to begin with.
No.
But what does BJ normally mean?
British, you're too innocent. You're too innocent for me to answer that. I don't want to ruin your innocence.
It's blowjob. I just like every time I say it out loud, I'm just like, why? You could have just done anything. You could have. I think that's why she's probably transitioned to that surprise witness, even though she has 2 channels. It's so bizarre, and I just sit there and I'm just like, who thought this was a good idea?
Also, another instance of no-nos.
Oh yeah. This was the big one I remember. Is like the contour is gone.
Also, Hakeem is a better name than his real one. So I mean, to be honest, he should just go with that and thank me.
Well, isn't his like real name like Daniel Keem? And that's
it's Daniel Keem.
Yeah, it's so you want to be. Is it because it reminds you of your Indian husband?
No, she's like, it's what she's obviously referencing is his beard. His beard is long, and it's tapered in a way that individuals who practice like the Islamic faith would do. Right? It's just so like, why are you being weirdly Islamophobic? What is the point? Because here's the thing, right? Apparently,
also gnomes have big beards as well.
My God,
exactly.
The fucking gnome. Yes, I know. The gnome lore is so old. But one of the really interesting things that I see from this is, from what I've been told, the reason her room is super uber pink is like, this is like a stimming thing. She may or may not be on the spectrum. And I'm like, so what I'm understanding is potentially it's ableist to make fun of you for the pink thing, but it's free game when you're just racist. I don't understand what you do. Like, you're being sexist, you're being racist.
She has a brown husband.
Oh no.
I can't be racist. I go to bed with a brown man.
No.
Okay,
No.
to be slightly fair, I have defended Mudahar's wife on those same, not the exact same arguments, but on the basis of those principles, right? But anyway, it's just like she makes weird arguments. So I'm just like, this raises my eyebrow.
I disavow the current part of conversation. Let's get back to it.
You disavowed defending Mudahar's wife?
No, that's not what I meant. No. Leave the husband out of it. He ain't doing nothing wrong.
You heard him, Mudahar. Get him.
No. Dojangle's very funny on the internet.
Okay. Now, King Flop, he is a father, as I've mentioned, and as he has mentioned on the internet. Okay. He's got at least one little girl, and she's between the ages of about 8 to 11 years old. I think
she is not 8 to 11 years old. She is apparently 16 at the time, because the image was when she was 8 years old, and this is 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Literally just
also,
basic
holy
research.
Crap, I gotta take a screenshot of this. This is no-nos.
Oh, you mean... Yeah, no, shit, this is like... It's bad. It's fucking weird, and like... You don't need you don't need the filter. BJ, if you ever hear this podcast, I'm being kind. You don't need the filter. You're a pretty lady. Just leave it.
Well, I'm gonna be mean and I'm saying you need to get a nose job.
She's probably around the higher end of that at this point. I'm not going to be mentioning anything else distinguishing about her, and I actually on purpose did not go and look up her age because I don't care. The child is a child, and we really don't need to be off in the weeds about it. So that's what's going on over here. I'm going to just follow with me because I had to draw it like it was kindergarten.
We don't need to go into the weeds. Proceeds to go into the weeds to justify her weird comments.
Because that's how some of y'all's brains are operating, like y'all are in kindergarten. So I'm doing a kindergarten picture for y'all. Okay. Some of y'all watching this video is going to be very redundant. You're going to be like, yeah, no, I knew what you meant, BJ. Obviously we knew what you meant. And for y'all, this ain't for you. Okay. This is for stupid people. Okay. So here we have over here, adult
You mean
Shad
like your
Man.
audience?
Okay. His real name is Shaddai Prejean. He is a corn artist, we'll say. He draws other stuff. He draws anime. He draws other stuff. But in particular, as you can see here, I drew it like
he draws lolly. He draws lolly. That's what he draws. That's what he's mostly
like,
known for.
I'm like, I get it. We're 3 minutes into the video. You want to avoid the 5 minutes saying the bad thing to get demonetized. I get it, but you're also talking about a topic that like is controversial. So maybe, just maybe, figure out a better way to say it than make jokes at the fact that the reality is that an 8-year-old was drawn in sexual positions because Donald Trump won the presidency.
Yeah.
Apparently. Accordingly, the story goes is that either it was on Twitter or in this guy's Discord. One of his fucking fans said, "Hey, would you draw this image if blah 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 blah?" And Shad was like, "Oh, if Donald Trump wins."
I think we need to ask the question or answer the question. Is this really Lolly?
Oh my god.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Undoubtedly, yes.
Undoubtedly, yes. 100% yes. I don't listen.
I love that quote so much.
I will fucking. I don't want to hear no. Oh, she's 10,000 fucking years old. No, it's fucking weird.
Oh,
And if-
actually, excuse me, sir. According to the law, she is actually a 1,000-year-old dragon. Okay.
Yeah, and according to fucking Vosh's tax folders, you know, he just sees himself as the horse, and he just found whitewashed goblin girls with the fucking lolly tag on it. You fucking weirdo.
And Tip's just like, I see nothing wrong with this.
Yeah, of course he does.
Y'all are stupid. These
I can
XXXs,
guarantee-
those mean explicit content or otherwise inappropriate in SFW. Okay. That's for the stupid people that don't know how to do comprehension.
You could have just
You're not
said
stupid
that.
and
You could have just said NSFW.
Well, if your spectrum theory is true, she has to go into real technical detail.
Oh
that's
god.
not for you. Okay. So here's
Also, it is not confirmed that Ava Chris Tyson commissioned the art piece. It could have also, again, this is where she keeps
Well, she definitely
speaking
bought the art piece
stupidly.
because they had a physical poster
Yes.
of it.
Yes, I was about to say we don't know, but we don't know if it was specifically commissioned by her. We know it was purchased, but those delineations actually matter because
Also,
there's a difference.
If we're looking
Go
at
on.
the shitty like censorships he's doing here, she clearly had to download the original image.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my
She
god.
had to
that's
download
bad.
the original image.
You physically had to cut this image. You didn't have, or her editor had to, and God bless who, whatever the fucking editor had to do that.
Oh god, you think she pays some like peanuts?
I have no idea. I'd hope not. She's got 2 fucking channels with over 100K subs.
Chris Tyson
Fucking pay
gave
your
this person
editors.
money. All right.
Well, you can realize Star
something
Wars
else that
would
happened.
pay your editors and not credit them.
Oh, true. Yeah.
But this should I praise y'all person. They make all kind of art, right? They're a troll. Like I started this video out by saying, this is some of the biggest trolls on the internet. This troll unacceptably, inappropriately, disgustingly drew such type of a picture of this little girl right here. Okay. No.
You know what pisses? Okay,
Did
I'm
he-
gonna pause this right now. I've only listened to this video.
Mhm.
I haven't really watched the stream of it. Why the fuck is it still on the screen? Why is the art still on the fucking screen?
No, she's made her point that the art was disgusting. You don't need to show
Oh
it.
my god.
Like nobody is stupid.
She needs to put it on the timeline. That's the thing. She needs to
Fucking
have it on the
why?
timeline.
I don't want to fucking see it. I know what the fucking art was.
Did he draw a picture of this man right here? I don't know. I didn't know.
He did, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
What?
There were 2 art pieces that Shadman did. One was a safe for work one. The other was the not safe, the infamous not safe for work one.
Yeah.
Keem, at the very least, is in the safe for work one. The only reason why I know this is because of Spurg, who was weirdly defending Shadman. It's like he never drew. He was trying to gaslight me and saying that he never drew inappropriate art of Keemstar and his daughter, and so he sent me the safe for work one. Yeah.
Right. It is kind of obvious why one is not safe for work and why one is.
Right.
Nice.
I
Doesn't seem
will
like
say this. Please don't send us images like that.
Please don't. Please do not.
That's
I will
like that's
block
like
you
a
instantly.
that's a fucking instant ban. I'm calling the fucking FBI.
Yeah.
I'm not even fucking kidding.
no. It was this little girl. It was her. It was this daughter. That's who Should I Praise Jean drew a picture of. Okay. Now, what was the little girl doing in the picture? Well, it was something nasty that I'm not at liberty to even say. Not even at liberty to say it.
Has she seen the image?
Well, she must have.
It sounds like she has. Like, and like, I get it. Again, this is my weird olive branch.
She would have to wait. She would have to actively search for it.
That or it was described to her. Listen, I would assume in her lawyering school, in her law school, as well as maybe some of the cases that she was a paralegal for. From what I understand, she was never in a courtroom per se. She was not a courtroom lawyer. I'm sure she's seen some unhinged and potentially disgusting images, and it desensitizes you. It's still fucking weird.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is Hakeem Daniel Starr's daughter. Okay, this is a child, this is a little girl. Okay, so before we move any further, I just need to tell you my perspective because we're in the United States of America. It's not communist
All right,
Russia. And I
pause.
still can talk.
British.
Yeah.
What is her version of a man before we get into this? Because she's going to say something really outrageous right now.
The breadwinner, the person that goes to work, does like the 9 till 5 while she gets to do whatever she wants.
Yep, a stereotypical like 1950s conservative man, white picket fence, that whole deal.
All right.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
So that's what I'm planning on doing over here on this channel. Okay. So today I'm 34 years old, but there was a time I was, 8 years old and I was a little girl. I notice a lot of the people that take issue with this are boys. They're men. So they've never been a girl. They've never been a daughter. They've never had a father as a daughter. And they've
That's
never
not
had these
true.
expectations.
There
on
are
a father.
women content creators that have called you out for saying and spitting the rhetoric that you are. You don't need to be a man and or a woman or anybody in between to realize that when you're saying to someone, hey, you know the pornographic material of your minor child in general, but your minor child, you weren't upset enough about
You were
publicly.
pretending.
You were pretending. It's so abhorrent and disgusting.
Yeah.
You
And
should
she's
be
like, I don't understand why
ashamed.
everyone's so upset.
Because you're an idiot.
There as a daughter before. Now, I've talked about my dad before, and just to give y'all context, because what we're talking about right now is my opinion and my perspective, and that's why you're on my channel right now. So that's what I'm talking about, okay? So, in my opinion, had this person right here done the action that he did about this picture, instead of this little girl right here that was me, I don't think this person will be walking. I don't think this person will be talking. I'm not even sure that person will be among us because
She's insinuating right here that Keemstar should have found Shadman's location and had him log off in Minecraft.
Oh no, we can say the word. I will say the word. She is claiming that if that was her father, Shadman would have been murdered. That is the insinuation. You can make the insinuation based on the claims. Now, British, I remember I asked you what you thought a stereotypical 1950s white picket man would be. Did you think that she would go this far?
Sorry, I didn't actually catch what she said.
Oh my God, British!
Oh, let's
This is the
go
most
back.
crucial
Sorry.
part.
This is the crazy.
action that he did about this picture, instead of this little girl right here that was me, I don't think this person will be walking. I don't think this person will be talking. I'm not even sure that person will be among us because you want to know why? Because my daddy would have took care of.
My daddy would have took care
Oh
of.
my God.
Exactly.
By the way,
So basically, Keemstar should have murdered the person, gone to jail, and gone to prison.
and not be there for his daughter.
Not be the
Yeah.
source of income, not be there for his child.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
not send hate or of any kind. I do not condone it. I'm speaking from personal experience. Not saying this should have happened. Keep a note of that little text clarification later, because she sure makes it seem like it should have happened, right? With her speech.
I have so many issues with the way that she talks, and it pisses me off. And I will let her talk. I have a very, I wouldn't say controversial opinion, but she would not like the opinion I will make.
Right.
But that's just
We couldn't
that's
go to the
personally
Walmart
me.
and get looked at without my dad trying to start a fight with somebody. And now look, listen, the man had issues. He had problems.
Also, you're conflating because I don't know, a lot of people, when they find out that there's a predator in their neighborhood, they all kind of have that instinct of let's beat the crap out of him. This is not an instance like that. This is a guy. Was Shadman still living in Europe at the time?
I'm not entirely sure.
Well, no, he lives in California. But so like this is a guy who lives across the country. I'm just saying, it's gonna be a lot harder for if hypothetically Keemstar went and murdered Shadman, it's gonna make his lawyer's argument a lot harder, for it being like an act of passion. If Keemstar has to actively plan out routes to find him.
I'm about to say anything like that would have been premeditated.
Yeah,
because he has to find them. It's not a crime of passion where it would be in that instance, right? Or done in a fit of rage. He has to physically make multiple motions, and I think that's what really bothers me about this rhetoric. Is what she's insinuating is that Keem is not man enough and a terrible father for not being able to essentially either maim or murder somebody. Meanwhile, Keem completely understands the nature of the internet, that if he reacts in any way that is not favorable, because at this time, if I remember correctly, in 2016, Keem was getting a lot of shit.
Oh yeah, this was post Content Cop, I want to say. Yeah.
And he was getting a lot of shit, and it was in vogue to, shit on Keem.
And weirdly enough, at that time, Shadman was really popular, especially with commentary folks at the time, like Elvis the Alien, Bionic Pig. For some reason, it was really popular to like the edgy lolly artist.
So bizarre.
Yeah.
The man had his problems. And he certainly wasn't a perfect dad. There's a lot of stuff he could have done better. But there's one thing that I know for certain, for 100% fact, and I know a lot of y'all's daddies are the same. If a grown man would have drew a picture of you doing acts unspeakable because he was mad at your daddy probably would have took care of that grown man.
Your daddy wouldn't have taken care of that.
God damn.
You know what I mean? I am not encouraging this type of behavior, and I'm not even saying that that's what
you are.
Okay. You cannot say I'm not encouraging this type of behavior.
You can't have your cake and eat it.
Yeah, exactly. You also can't say you're not encouraging this behavior when you're saying he should have acted this way.
He wasn't man enough to act this way.
Yeah.
My daddy would have handled it. And you're praising the hypothetical behavior, but you're also saying people shouldn't do it.
I know.
Keemstar did not do that. No. He did get mad. And that's something that I think people have taken issue with, is that they believe that by me saying, well, Keemstar pretended to be mad, one of the people in common, Keemstar himself pretended to be very upset whenever Shut I Praise Jean, aka Shadman, drew a picture of his daughter. They believe that by me saying, well, Keemstar pretended to be mad, that means he couldn't have been in any way mad. He couldn't have been in.
That's what pretend means.
Oh, yeah.
That's what pretend means.
Oh my God. What is it with YouTubers and not knowing what words mean?
No. This is her explanation for it. Listen.
Anyway, upset. It's a figure of speech. I don't know if
it's a figure of speech.
There is no such thing as a figure of speech. British, how you feeling, buddy?
She's retarded.
Yeah.
No, you see, British is only pretending.
She was kicked in the head by a fucking donkey.
No, by the pink unicorn behind her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know anybody ever was from the South, I'm not really sure. But
by the way, I have a friend from the South.
Mm-hmm.
He was so pissed, and Xylie's from the South too. Mm-hmm. They were so pissed when they heard her say, "You see, this is just a Southern expression, pretend."
There's no Southern expression to pretend to murder or maim somebody. That's never existed.
Or it's like he was only he was only pretending to be ugly. Does that mean he's not actually ugly, or that he is ugly? Do you get what I mean? When you apply what she's trying to say in other phrases or sentences, it makes absolutely no sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense in her sentence still, but trying to apply her logic to the phrase doesn't help at all.
It's a figure of speech. It's called a hyperbole. It's very similar to the Southern colloquialism, bless his heart. Because what you're
That's two different things.
It is
Yeah, very
so
different
different.
things.
really saying isn't exactly what you literally mean. When you say bless your heart in the South, it means fuck you.
Thank you for that lesson. Thank you so much for that enlightening lesson.
Oh, bless his heart. That really means fuck you. So while he pretended like he was upset, it's a figure of speech. It's a hyperbolic.
And this is so weird because like she's trying to write it off as like, oh, I didn't mean that he wasn't upset, but also too she doubles down like the argument that he was actually not upset.
Well, I think the thing that's really interesting for me is that I don't think she understands what hyperbole is. So hyperbole is using a phrase or term of phrase that is purposely over exaggerated for emphasis, but not to be taken literally. However, you've called him a bad father. You've said that he should have harmed, killed, or whatever'd fucking Shadman. Everything that you've said only proves the fact that you said that he pretended to be upset by this. It doesn't make any sense. Everything that you're saying is contradicting this exact explanation. It's so flimsy and it's so just like, it's so lolcowish. I love it.
Yeah.
Figure of speech, which if you would go take your English class, you would probably know what hyperbolic meant. So people think that by me saying Keemstar pretended to be upset, I'm saying he wasn't upset at all.
That's what pretend means. That's when I hear the phrase, oh, Billy pretended to be sick so that way he didn't have to go to school. That means Billy wasn't actually sick.
My God.
It's not, oh, it's hyperbole. Billy was actually sick. No, Billy wasn't sick because he pretended. She's so frustrating.
Yeah, she is.
Let me correct the
She was
record.
born
What I
yesterday.
really believe, he ain't upset enough.
And you see, this will go circle back to. This is weird. She's like, nah, he ain't. I wasn't saying that he wasn't upset. I'm saying he wasn't upset enough.
Yeah, it's just freaking cope at this point.
It's a weird double down, but also she's trying to like push it off at the same time too. And she's like, as you'll soon see, she's circling back to, well, my daddy did this type of argument.
She's gonna say something that's gonna piss me off in a degree that I cannot quantify.
That's what I believe. And guess what? Even if I did believe he wasn't upset, I'm allowed to. Y'all are losing it to the commies, girl. Y'all are losing the plot. You're losing the plot.
Losing
What
to
if
the
I did come on
commies.
here and
What?
say, I don't think Keemstar was upset that his daughter got drawn in that.
What's that? You think my comments about a guy not being upset about his daughter it is in poor taste? Communists much?
But it's not just that. Like, she's like, well, so what if I believe it? I believe it, so it has to be a belief. Opinion. So she does this. This was a thing. She does this like, oh, like opinions aren't facts things, or you can't be sued for opinions. She's taken that out of her rhetoric, apparently, from what I understand. It's not as present since she's currently in the middle of a lawsuit for her quote unquote opinions. So, maybe don't say stupid shit.
I'm just like, does anyone else smell toast? I feel like I'm having a stroke right now.
It only gets worse from here.
From listening to this woman's arguments. Okay, this is the third time I've had to listen to this video.
I was having a smoke, sorry.
This is the third time I've had to listen to this woman's video, and I feel the brain cells dying each and every time.
It only gets worse. She hasn't even said the thing that pisses me off.
Yeah.
What if I did come up here and say that? If I really think that, well, who the fuck are you to tell me not to think that?
people are calling you out for saying it, though. Are you saying that you're not allowed to be called out on? Are you not allowed to have your public... This is a public video that you have. This is a public post that you're making. These are public opinions that you are sharing.
Yeah.
Are people not allowed to comment on them?
Yeah.
That's what she's insinuating.
She's insinuating that she's above it all because remember, she's God's strongest soldier.
Yeah, she's God's favorite. Which, like his call me crazy. Isn't there a little sin about pride?
Oh, there is.
Yeah. Kind of placing yourself above Jesus Christ is a little weird.
Word.
I don't know if y'all know this, and I don't work for you. I don't believe Keemstar was upset enough. Want to know why? Let's go back to our diagram. All right. So this poor innocent child who did not consent to have this picture drawn of her, and actually also did not consent to this lifestyle at all. If you note her age, you will note her punk ass daddy been on
And
the
pause
internet
right here.
a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the controversial statement. This statement right here makes you just as bad as Shadman. I'm gonna say it because what you're doing is claiming advocacy for a child you don't know. You are claiming an understanding of the dynamic of a relationship that you do not understand, and you're essentially saying it is Keemstar's fault that sexual images of his daughter, his minor daughter, exist. I don't know if you understand this, so BJ, I'm gonna explain something to you. If you've ever seen this fucking video, I've worked with parents finding out that their kids have been sexually assaulted. Do you want to know how heart-wrenching that is? When they realize that they could not protect their child? You don't know that because you don't have kids, apparently. You don't know that. I don't think you understand what empathy fucking is.
Yeah. Well, it's such a dumb argument to make that, his daughter didn't consent to being his kid.
Man,
I'm
I've heard
sorry.
that before.
Excuse me.
I've heard the argument where they've said, "Oh, a child never consents to being born." It's such a dumb argument.
In this specific instance, it's very stupid because essentially what you're saying is Keemstar just shouldn't exist. Keem should have chose a different job. He can't do that though. That literally doesn't make any sense. But that means when you have a child, and if you have a child, God bless. I'm happy for you and your husband. I hope you guys have children. But what does it say about you if you're still making content when you have a child?
Yeah, first off, if you reach 40 and you're still making this content, you gotta change it up, dear.
Mm-hmm.
Second, okay, if you have a kid before then, you gotta stop the drama content altogether.
Yeah. What does that say about you? Because your child didn't consent to your lifestyle, didn't consent to all of the images and all the bad fucking music that you put out, all the terrible takes that you've had. They didn't consent to any of that. That's exactly what you're saying to Keemstar. Mm-hmm. That Keemstar is a bad father because of the job that he chose, the fact that he wasn't mad enough about his daughter, and the fact that he's just a terrible person overall, based on what? Based on what you think. And again, like you said, your opinions can't be sued because you live in the United States of fucking America. You have now put yourself in the crossfire of a lot of commentary people.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It is a very bad move that you just made because people will be looking and waiting for your next step.
And look, listen.
And I know.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And I know that you've been fucking her up, and there'll be people be talking about your back, about you who used to be in your community.
Ooh.
And you know that too.
Ooh.
So maybe you should keep a tight ship.
And listen, okay, the majority of the people in the current day commentary community can't stand Keemstar. Whenever they get the chance, they dunk on him, all right? But you done fucked up, okay? Because everyone who hates Keemstar has to go and defend him.
Yeah. You know what? It was was something really interesting. For those who don't know, I'm a mod for FPS Diesel. That's how I got my start in content creation.
Mhm.
And I started watching him around the Yondev coverage he did. And for those who don't know, there's a weird point in the Yondev stuff which, despite how
God.
disgusting of a human he is, there's randomly the minor that he's talking to and an adult content creator that is essentially trying to honeypot him for content. And I'm sitting there being like, why are you making me feel some level of empathy for a person that I vehemently don't like? What are you doing? Now, I don't feel the same way about Keemstar. There are things I disagree about him with. There are things that I can agree with him on. There's things that I think he's very idiotic for posting. The doctor disrespect, absolved
Look, at the end of the
tweet
day,
is insane.
he's an asshole on the internet.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, what you said about him, what you said about his child, is insane.
Mm-hmm. And it's like she's not even making edgy jokes about this. These are like real statements that she's trying to like win people over with.
She's making allegations at this point.
Yeah.
And British Rudder, what do we say about allegations? What did Flamenco used to say?
Allegations are evidence.
Exactly.
Not longer acting a damn fool than she been alive. So what does that mean to you? Unless they time travelers, it means this child did not consent to this life, did not consent. This little girl who's really a little girl, she didn't log on the internet and do this shit. She didn't log on the internet and ask her dad to antagonize other people. She's having to suffer the consequences of this fool who doesn't know how to act, who doesn't know how to act. Let's go over here. I need to finish the plot.
Yes, because when Keem was trolling people in Halo, he knew eventually that Shadman would draw art of his daughter eventually. Like what?
Yeah, like that was not a concept that he would have thought of. Like,
Yeah.
Come on.
Plot over here. This is Jimmy, Mr. Beast Donaldson, also adult. Hold on, let me write that out. Definitely NSFW. Okay, so that's
Oh,
best
God,
friends
he's
right
back.
here with Mr.
Fucking
Beast.
back.
And this picture right here,
I know.
it was in
Why
the
is the
joint
fucking...
apartment.
She moved
Okay.
the art and made it bigger.
Yeah.
See what I
Why?
did there? I'm trying to go really slow. I'm trying to go very slow. Because unfortunately now I have to make videos for the lowest common denominator of IQ on the internet. It's very difficult, but I'm finding it to be a fun challenge.
It's really weird that she's talking about what happens when she rewatches her videos and gets
Yeah.
lost.
About to say,
It's
like,
really
that's no way of
interesting.
making fun of your fan base. They're the ones. who
Yeah,
pay your
that's like, what are you
bills.
doing? Yeah.
Try to stretch my mental capacity down there to the depths of hell where y'all are. Okay, so here's the picture. It's in the apartment with them. Okay. Ava Chris moves out. Ava Chris was going by Chris still at that time. So Ava Chris moves out, but guess what happens to this picture? It stays up on the wall. Okay. Remember, this picture, NSFW picture drawn by this guy, and this is the same guy that drew the picture of this innocent little girl. And this innocent little girl happens to be the spawn of this freak. Okay. All right. So this person keeps the picture up on
The hatred that she has for Keemstar, for someone who she claims she's only heard a little bit about, but
You're also insulting his daughter by calling her a fucking spawn.
Yeah.
Like that's like you do understand that, right? Like you keep, and this is where it really pisses me off, and why I say like she's just almost as bad as Shad at this point, because you are pretending to be an advocate for a person you don't even know. You're self-inserting yourself into a story that you don't even get,
and actively insulting.
And you're making this. You're also bringing up shit that has kind of, I won't say settled, but this young lady is now old enough. She's approximately, I think, like 16. She's gonna stumble onto this fucking video.
Yeah. Well, so like, I don't know how Keemstar is as an actual parent. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sure his daughter probably has a few choice words on how he parents, right? As every teenage girl does, right? But like, from what I understand, him and his ex-partner, the mom, they monitor her internet use. He visits when he can. Of course, he's financially supportive. So like, as far as I'm aware, he's doing what he's supposed to be as like the dad, right? I'm sure if like there was stuff against him, the mom would have already came out about it, and there would have been like 200 videos on how Keemstar's a bad dad, right?
Yeah.
Watch a video about Keemstar being a bad dad show up in like 2 months, and why I totally have to eat crow for what I'm saying right now. But
I think the thing is that even if he is considered a bad parent, let's say, this is not the reason he's a bad parent. He could be an absentee father. He could not be paying child support like he's supposed to. I'm not saying that he is, but what I'm saying is that all of those things could be true, but this instance does not make him a bad person or a bad father.
yeah.
On the wall. Jimmy, Mr. Beast, a children's entertainer for all intents and purposes. Okay. Well, then we have this hero, hashtag legend, hashtag icon, come along.
Oh my god.
Dude, this is why, like, this is, granted, I had this theory before I realized she was married. But, like, does she want to sleep with Dogpack, man? Because, like, the throat goating that she does for this guy.
What I can tell just from this, the way that she structures her videos, she not only makes Dogpack like a hero, she also like makes him an infant. Like she like infantilizes him in a way where like she's like, I have to protect Dogpack from the masses. Like he's doing fucking interviews. Like he could speak for himself. He had to redact claims by himself. He can speak. Let him speak.
To blow the whistle. He's what we call a whistleblower. Let me draw a whistle just for stupid people. Hold on. Okay.
That's her comedy. Aren't you guys laughing? Isn't she so funny?
So this is a whistle,
No.
again, drawn in the style of a kindergartner, since that's the level that your brains are operating on. The ones who has issue with me have an opinion. So, so Dogpack, Dawson, he comes out, he makes a bunch of allegations, right? He says he's a former Mr. Beast employee. Not only is he a former Mr. Beast employee, but he also has spoken to people who worked for Mr. Beast as well. And he's got a bunch of allegations. The allegations include stuff having to do with child.
And okay, this is actually something she actively leaves out. Keem has publicly spoken on a lot of like the Mr. Beast stuff. Some of it, like, he agrees with, some of it he disagrees with. Obviously, when it came to the Ava Chris Tyson stuff, he was very strongly opinionated. Even shared the DMs that he had with Chris where he's like, hey, listen, I fucking told you that this guy drew art my daughter, and you didn't give a shit.
There's something really interesting, too. Because we also have to remember, there's something she leaves out. This did not start with Keem and Cope and Seeth. This started with Dogpack. Because for those who don't know, in his weird 2.5, 3.1 video, he constantly makes weird slights at Keemstar. And it's very bizarre in a video about allegations of domestic violence, sexual assault, animal abuse, rape, all of these things, a Ponzi scheme. All of these things.
Sorry to interrupt you. Speaking of, also, Keem got into like a Twitter war with Jake the Viking over the brother-in-law registered sex offender stuff.
Yeah.
When Keem has been presented stuff without a shadow of a doubt that this has happened, he has been 100% against Mr. Beast. Well, not against Mr. Beast himself, but like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, he's not impeding your investigation. He is reporting on what, not only what you guys are saying, but he's also reporting on what other people have said about you. And if the people who are against you are pointing out the fact that you're not having strong evidence, he is going to report that.
I think the perfect way Keem put it is that 20 to 30% of what Dogpack is saying is really good evidence and probably is true, but the 70 to some odd percentage of bullshit that he puts in will ruin this story. That third video needs to be the most fire thing that's ever happened, or this is fucked.
Oh God, you know Mr. Beast's lawyers are probably going through each frame of the video with a fine-tooth comb, finding all the stuff they can sue him for.
Oh my God.
inappropriate, right? Discord, some other stuff. He comes out with another video and he's talking about there was a convicted PDF on the set. That was that Jake Weddle interview.
Again, you're leaving out the fact that Keem was vehemently against that guy, got into a fight with the brother-in-law who is still defending him to this day.
Comes out with another video and he's making even more allegations that he had heard from people. A lot of this stuff he didn't actually allege himself, which is another brain rot that some of y'all have, is that you think that Dawson himself alleged something whenever in reality he was showing.
Well, for the Jake Warren allegations, let's specify those. Not only did he say, well, yeah, these are allegations, but also, too, I personally believe them. That's what he would say. Now, I'm sure you can find a video where I've probably said that, but I'm also not an investigator. I'm kind of just I'm just a shitty commentary guy on the internet who, like, pokes at people for fun, right? I'm not a guy who's like someone trying to take down the biggest YouTuber on the planet, right? So you can't be saying dumb shit like that.
When you a screenshot up on the screen when he said, someone told me this, and then he followed it up with, this is all allegations, and then he started the video off with, it's all allegations coming from other people. I don't know. It's really, honestly, there's absolutely no other explanation for this other than the people who don't understand it actually have a cognitive function issue. It's really the only possible explanation for me. And unfortunately,
Say
we
the
don't live
word.
in the world with people like that. And, you know, bless
Say
their
the
hearts.
fucking word, lady. I don't say the word. I'll always say this. I don't use that word because I work in mental health and a lot of my patients have been called that throughout their lives. But if you're going to like fucking play around with the word like that, just say the fucking slur.
Right.
Like,
right.
stop being weird.
Well, it's like, I don't know. She like, cause like we pointed out the fact that she believes in like QAnon stuff, right? So like, she's kind of like in this weird bubble where she's like a liberal feminist, right? But she's also like a conservative kook. So like, I'm sure she believes that words are harmful, but at the same time, you know, just don't, I say what I want, you know, type thing. She's an interesting character.
Anyway, okay, so this guy comes along, Dawson. He makes these allegations. Well, let's just look at this. Let's just look at it, okay? Understand it, y'all. If this feels like way below your level, like you're in kindergarten, me too. I could be making other videos today, but here we are. You know what I mean? And this isn't something that I necessarily would normally respond to. Usually
Why
I
do
just
you
ignore
feel
the
the need to
demons and they
involve
just
yourself?
go away.
Content. Well, if you want the real.
Yeah, it's just like, why do you feel the need to involve yourself if you're gonna make this point? Like, I could be making different things right now.
Yeah.
You bring up an
Way, like, they
interesting
live-
point.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. You were doing her accent. I was just saying, British makes a really interesting point. Like, why are you involving yourself? My question is, how did you get involved with Dogpack to begin with?
Right, because he mentions that she was one of the people looking at the public records for him.
Yeah.
So, like, was it just that, like, Dogpack was, like, panicking? He was trying to find people to help him? And, like, someone recommended her to him?
That's the thing. It's like, I don't know how these two intersect. That is where I am so... Like, that's where my curiosity lies. How did these two connect?
Right, because, like, at least on the surface, it seems like Dogpack is, like, he presents himself as, like, a somewhat liberal person, right? But, like, he's also having the QAnon former lawyer help him with his investigation. Like, it doesn't sound like he did a whole lot of research into her.
She is openly anti-woke. She said that she got out of the woke mind virus agenda bullshit, whatever the hell.
Oh, okay. Okay, Elon.
Yeah, and that's like the thing. It's like, I'm so curious how you got attached to this. And I don't think they've ever said.
No, there's never been an origin story on how these two found each other.
Interesting.
Literally survive on my
My guess would be that she reached out to him saying that she had like credentials in like being a lawyer and would help him out with the investigation.
That's what I'm thinking too.
attention. If I don't give them attention, they die. But this one right here, I really just want to make a point that I'm allowed to have an opinion. Because first of all, I'm not doing what they're accusing me of doing. And second of all, even
You
if
are. You are. What? You're defending that point right here. What do you mean you're not?
what
If you weren't doing what people were accusing you of, you wouldn't have to create a response video.
Yeah.
So what? So what if I believe Keemstar don't care? So what if I believe it? There's a lot of dads that are.
You see, this is where she's doubled down.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying he care. Also, so what if I said it?
Mm-hmm.
Look at Jamie Spears. He might be the next one. I don't know.
Why the fuck you comparing Keemstar to Jamie Spear?
Well, because what it is that what she's doing is that she's comparing it to her audience who comes from the Free Britney movement.
Mm-hmm.
Because because she compared herself to, I think if I remember correctly, Britney's first lawyer who advocated for her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's comparing herself to them, and that's why she gave up her law license, because it is it is Hollywood's cabal of baby eaters that is trying to take her license away. Now, she didn't say those things verbatim, but again,
Heavy insinuation.
these are all the things. These are my opinions, BJ. My opinions are you believe that there's a Hollywood elite that eat babies and suck out their blood.
And they have it out against you, and that they have long noses.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Those are just my opinions.
Right.
And remember, we live in the USA. I'm waving my American flag. I can say whatever I want, apparently.
Listen, okay. You can't argue with people who are like neighbors to the people with the best pizza. That's just
Yeah, you can't. Okay, first off, a lot of good pizzas here in Jersey. A lot of the better pizzas here in Jersey. I'm gonna say it.
okay.
Because you leave New York City, the pizza kind of fucking sucks. There's one place in Connecticut that isn't that bad. At least the pizza in New Jersey is predominantly just consistent.
Right.
But I didn't say that. And I don't necessarily think that. I actually think he probably was a little upset. But he wasn't upset enough. In my
You see, this is where we get into the argument of where he should have killed him.
opinion, as somebody's daughter. That's my opinion. If you want to have an opinion as somebody's son who don't talk to their dad, who clearly got daddy issues, you could have an opinion too.
And you clearly don't have daddy issues at all. No, you don't.
But don't
What she
put words
doesn't
in
really
my mouth.
touch up on
Don't
though
put words-
is like back then that was a very different time sort of thing.
Right, this is very much pre-internet.
So like dads having that sort of preconceived sort of like notion about like going to go and kill someone that's like, what do you call it, done something to your daughter or your son. Like that was a very different time back then.
Right. Well,
And
it's also like this is someone in your local like town that's doing this, right?
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
someone across the
But-
fucking world or country drawing images.
There was a time where they would just go and kill the person, but then that devolved into, oh, we could just go beat them up and teach them a lesson.
Yeah.
Like,
And again, it was a very local thing. Like the internet is very different. Again, this is not us defending Shadman, not at fucking all. It's just understanding the context of why he couldn't do certain things.
Right. Well, also, like I'm just saying, I think karma has a way of paying people back. Okay, Shadman currently right now is rotting in prison, suffering from heroin withdrawal.
I'm about to say karma's called black tar heroin.
Yeah. So you know, I think God arranged it in a special sort of way to make him suffer.
wait, Chadman's in prison now?
Oh
Yeah, he for assault with a deadly weapon.
Wow.
Dude,
Okay.
he's fiending. He was trying to find money for his black tar heroin.
Yeah, no, it was bad from what I remember. Like he was like with a weapon and they fucking accosted him in the street. It was like a whole big thing on the internet, if I remember.
It's in my mouth, buddy. Don't do that. Don't do it. Look at this picture. Okay. Imagine, shift your perspective real quick. Because a lot of y'all 10, 15 years younger than me. And you're shocked that I'm thinking thoughts as if I'm a mom or someone in a protective position.
You're not thinking like a mom. You can't fucking argue that. I love how she's trying like, you see, I'm older, therefore I have experience. But then she's also like, shut up, you old man.
You're also not speaking as an advocate, because first of all, if you've never been one, but second off, right? You're not speaking as an advocate because you are demonizing Keemstar for something he physically could not control. He didn't put his daughter into a dangerous situation. He was not her active abuser. This was a person who drew art of her that he didn't consent to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously she didn't consent to it. He also didn't consent to it.
But plus, like, I'm not familiar with all the details at the time because this was 2016. I wasn't really following drama at the time. But like, I'm sure he pursued it legally to the best of his ability. Right?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure either.
I do know that like Colossal is crazy talked to Shadman while Shadman was streaming to persuade him to take it down, and Shadman eventually did. But like, I'm sure Keem did the best of his ability to like have Shadman punished in some sort of way.
I mean, yeah, I don't think I mean, at that point, there was an entire conglomerate of YouTube that was gunning for his next fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, sometimes it's a fate worse than death. There's an entire internet culture that was ready for your fuck up.
Yeah. And like, listen, okay, if somehow Shadman survives prison, right, and he's back on the streets, you think he's going to have a career again?
Oh, hell no.
No.
Actually, the fucked up thing is that he probably will, but the moment people fucking figure out who he is, it's just going to be he's going to get mogged. Like, that's just what's going to happen.
He rebrands for a bit, you know, tries to stay underground, and people find his account.
Yeah.
Well, kids, no, you're adults. You have to imagine that you're an adult. And one day you might have a kid. Some of y'all, hopefully not. To be honest, hopefully some of y'all don't procreate. It would
I fucking hate your sound effects. You're worse than Tipster.
Guess what? I hope you don't procreate either, I guess. Like, I don't want like, I don't understand why, again, you're treating everyone
she's gonna teach her kid all the anti-fucking vax stuff.
Oh, of course she is. Of course she is. She loves that. That's right. And again, that's our opinion, not a fact, but it's our opinion. And opinions are protected in the United States.
Because we ain't living in communist Russia.
Actually make the world a much worse place, and you probably should not do that. But hey, look, you can if you want to, and if you're acting stupid, I might make a video about you too. Dogpack makes this video. Okay. Now imagine, again, it's going to take some imagination, it's going to take some cognitive function, so just try it. You are a parent, either a father or a mother, but since the stupid ones do seem in this particular instance to be mostly predominantly male, we'll go with you're a father. Okay. You got a little baby daughter who's 8 years old, and some innocent till proven guilty, you already know what, draws a picture of her doing something very nasty, very violating, and she's a little girl. Harness that rage, harness that anger. If you don't have any, it's probably the processed foods got to you and you need to go on a detox or a parasite cleanse. But imagine
what?
Parasite cleanse?
What the fuck did you just say, you crazy bitch? What the fuck did you just say?
Dude, she's like, yo, why don't you guys try leeching?
Oh my god. I literally stopped at like the 13-minute mark because at this point she is just repeating the same shit over and over. I did not hear the fucking parasite comment.
Yeah.
Oh, she's crazy.
Yeah, and I think we've gotten the point because now she's just like, okay, now imagine this was your daughter. You get angry too. You want to kill him, right? And the fact that Keemstar didn't want to kill him means he's a bad dad.
Again, Dogpack, I don't like you very much. I'm going to be very honest. I think you starting your latest video with people from Apple TV and Netflix have reached out to me, yada, yada, yada. The humble brag flex that you tried to put out a stinker of a video was insane. I'm going to tell you this, if you ever fucking see this thing, you need to get as far away from her as humanly possible.
No, because, okay, not only is she making insane statements like this that could put, like, hurt your image, because, like, you guys seem to love do, like, guilt by association stuff, right? So, oh my god, imagine like, because like all the people, like at least the audience that's like calling out Mr. Beast, right, is like predominantly left leaning, right?
Mm.
So like, oh my god, fucking imagine when they find out that the lawyer that you're having help you is a fucking QAnon schizo woman.
It doesn't look good.
No,
and I say this with like actual like genuine concern. Like, she's unhinged because if she's going to continue to say things like this, right? I know her latest video was on Diddy's arrest and things like that. Good for her. Hopefully she moves past this. But if you're still going to use her content, if you're still going to use her resources, she apparently fucked you because she allowed you to fucking post shit about the secret CEO that wasn't true. Think for a second. Fucking think. It's like it's the fucking Invincible meme.
yeah.
Think, Mark, think.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? Like, that's not like, you're opening yourself up. You can't just say alleged or in Minecraft when you publish defaming materials.
Well, it's not just like he says alleged. He also follows the alleged statement off by saying, "I personally believe it." Right, so he shoots himself in the foot with when he makes statements like that. But anyway, okay, British Runner. Thoughts?
She's crazy. That's my fault.
Inciting input.
Would not want to meet her at a club.
Oh
Would
my
probably insist that I had done something to her. Hey, here's a drink. She drinks it, and she's like, "Oh, you totally had the intention to get me drunk."
She's gonna accuse you putting chemicals in it to make the frogs gay.
You put something in it. I know you did.
Oh, no.
I didn't see it, but I know you did, sir.
God damn. Anyway, guys, this was episode 1 of the Troublemakers podcast. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for all notifications.